The park looks great, except for one thing. You don't have any rides. Have you thought about building some? Have you noticed anything odd about this park? In particular, I was thinking about the rides. Well, you don't actually have any rides. Do you think you should build some? It occurred to me that you might not have enough rides. Actually, you don't have any rides. You might think about building some, so that visitors will have something to ride on. Visitors aren't impressed with the selection of rides here. You should consider building more. I don't mean to be critical, but you don't have a very good selection of rides in the park. Have you thought about building more? Your rides aren't so hot. Maybe you should build some new ones. All of the available rides have already been built. I'm worried that the visitors might get bored. Have you considered researching some new ones? You've already built all of the available rides. Maybe you should research some more before the visitors get bored. You've already built all of the available rides. Been there, done that, you know what I'm saying? Maybe you should research some more. Your rides are getting a bit stale, don't you think? Maybe you should research some upgrades. The bigger the better, the newer the better. You haven't researched any ride upgrades. Do you think you should? Visitors are always looking for the next big thing, and, well, you haven't researched any ride upgrades. Maybe you should. I haven't seen much from the research department lately. Do you think you ought to research some ride upgrades? Just an observation. You haven't researched many ride upgrades. That may be part of a larger strategy. Far be it from me to second guess, but maybe you should consider researching some more. Your rides are beginning to look like last year's model, and you haven't researched many upgrades. Maybe you should have your scientists look into the situation. Scientists have discovered some upgrades. Have you thought about using them? You've researched some ride upgrades that you haven't used. Maybe you should give them a try. People love a change of pace. You've got ride upgrades ready to go. Maybe you should use them. The buzz about your park has started to die down. You might put in a new ride. That always attracts more visitors for a while. The buzz around your park's opening has started to subside. Putting in a new ride always draws extra people to the park, at least for a while. One of your rides is about to break down. Take cover! Or I suppose you could fix it. We've got trouble, boss! A ride is about to break down. Look out! Look out! She's gonna blow! You've got a ride that's about to break down.
Houston, we have a problem. A ride is about to break down. I repeat, a ride is about to break down. Do you copy? Over.
Oh, thank goodness you're here. One of the rides broke down and there aren't any mechanics. You need to hire some. Quickly. A ride has broken down and there aren't any mechanics. Oh dear, you should hire some mechanics. Oh, the humanity of this. The humanity! A ride has broken down and you don't have any mechanics. You should hire some right away. A ride has broken down and the mechanics are all busy. Maybe you should hire some more? A ride has broken down and the mechanics are all backed up. Maybe you should hire some more. The mechanics are stretched to capacity and a ride has broken down. There's no one to fix it. Do you think you should hire some more mechanics? One of your rides has broken down, but a mechanic is on the way to fix it. Don't panic. There is a little problem with one of the rides. Make that a somewhat larger problem. Don't worry, mechanics are on the way. Everything's going to be fine. Don't be alarmed. Nothing to worry about. A ride has broken down, but a mechanic is on the way. I hate to tell you this, but one of your rides has hit its expiry date. It's been condemned. Dead man walking. One of your rides has got too old and has been condemned. I'm sad to report that one of your rides is teetering on the brink. It's reached the end of its working life and has been condemned. People are stuck in one of your rides because it's broken down, and they're not happy. You should get it repaired fast so they can get off. People are trapped on a condemned ride, and they're not happy. You should remove the ride so they can get off. This ride is falling apart. I'm surprised it hasn't broken down already. Click the Call Mechanic button to have it fixed. A lot of your rides are closed to the public and, well, there just aren't enough to satisfy the visitors. With so many rides closed to the public, there aren't enough for the visitors to enjoy. Having fun is becoming hard work. You've got so many rides closed to the public that visitors are having a hard time enjoying themselves. Some of your visitors are afraid to even look at one of your rides. Remember that not all visitors like rides that are so exciting. One of your rides is too scary for some of your visitors. For what it's worth, some visitors prefer rides with lower excitement levels. Before you can upgrade any of your rides, you'll have to hire a mechanic. Upgrading rides, like a tax return, is a job best left to professionals. If you want to upgrade your rides, you'll need to hire a mechanic or an accountant. A new ride upgrade has been researched, but unless you hire a mechanic, you won't be able to use it. Your scientists have come up with a new ride upgrade, but you'll need to hire a mechanic before you can use it. You can't upgrade your rides until your mechanic's strike is over. You can't upgrade your rides until your mechanics come back from their strike. Oh, that is one big roller coaster. People are flocking to it in droves. Your roller coaster is amazing. It's really put this park on the map. The thrills, the chills, your roller coaster is legend. That is one huge roller coaster. People are piling in to give it a go. Your go-kart track is really cool and the visitors love it. It's the Le Mans, the Monaco, the Silverstone of go-kart tracks. Your go-kart track is great and the visitors love it. When they write the history of go-kart tracks, yours will be on the cover. You've done a great job with your water ride. People are coming from far and wide to try it out. It's like Mecca, except for all of the water. People are flocking to your water ride like it was the Ganges. It's excellent. Move the blueprint to wherever you want to build the ride. The green arrow shows where the people line up for the ride and the orange arrow shows the exit. Don't forget to connect the exit to a path or visitors won't be able to get out. On this screen you can view and edit a ride's details. Drag the sliders to adjust the speed, capacity and duration of the ride, but remember, changes might affect how exciting the ride is, but they can also affect reliability. The buttons at the bottom let you get rid of the ride, move it, change the queue, ride the ride, call a mechanic, upgrade the ride, and open or close it. With track rides, you can also edit the track. To rename the ride, click on its name. Click the button on the right edge to see a list of all of the rides. If you want to upgrade a ride, click the Upgrades button to see what's available. Click the name of an upgrade on the list to buy it. Some upgrades, like those for track rides, need to be placed somewhere in the park, usually on the ride's track. Click to place it just like you were building a ride. You can view the details of an upgrade on this screen. Use the buttons on the bottom to delete or move the upgrade, or click its name on the list to rename it. This ride requires you to build a track. Click the piece of track on the right side of the ride to start building. You build track rides just like paths. First, extend the blueprint, then click to place the track. If the blueprint crosses a path or queue, don't worry, a bridge will be built over it. But if you click on a path, the track will replace it. Click on the track at the other end of the ride to complete the circuit. Be careful, because if you don't finish the track, you won't be able to open the ride. This button lets you move a track section up through a stack of pylons. Click the pylon section you want to move, and it will swap places with the section above it. This button lets you move a track section down through a stack of pylons. Click the pylon section you want to move, and it will swap places with the section below it. You'll need to build pylons to support this kind of track. Click in the highlighted area to build a pylon, and the track will be joined to it. If you click on an existing pylon, another one will stack on top. Clicking the other end of the ride will complete the track. The buttons on the control panel arm let you make changes to the pylons. Click them and I'll tell you more. Clicking this button lets you place normal pylons. This button lets you move pylons. Click a pylon to grab it and click in a new position to set it back down. This button allows you to delete a section of track. Click on the pylon at the start of the section you want to delete, then click the pylon at the end of the section, which might just be the same pylon, by the way. The pylons and track will be removed. Clicking this button lets you place Splashdown Track. Once you click it, any pylons you build will use Splashdown Track until you choose a different type of pylon. Clicking this button lets you place Loop the Loop pylons. Once you click it, you have to build a pair of them, one after the other, to make the loop. This button lets you change the height of pylons. Click and hold the mouse button on the pylon you want to adjust, then move the mouse up and down to modify it. Release the button when you're happy with the change. This button lets you rotate the track on the pylons. Click and hold the mouse button on the pylon you want to adjust, then move the mouse left and right to modify it. Release the button when you're happy with the change. This button lets you pivot the track on the pylons. Click and hold the mouse button on the pylon you want to adjust, then move the mouse to modify it. Release the button when you're happy with the change. This button lets you turn winches on and off, to pull the cars up hills. Once you've turned winches on, any track you build will have winches until you turn them off again.